We did it again. We're back again. Welcome back. It buffers on the computer, so I have to be careful on when we're actually starting. Welcome back. My name is Timothy Judkins. You have made your way back to the Realty Resource Report. This is our Monday broadcast. We do this every Monday. Some days are earlier than others. Some days are later than others. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, you know, I got the good articles for you guys. We are live on Facebook and TikTok right now. So if you're on TikTok, I appreciate you guys watching on here. If you're watching on Facebook, I appreciate you guys watching on here. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Halloween is all over the place. The Halloween parties are going crazy. People are making it back home. That is a good thing. There have been a few Halloween parties people have not made it back home, and I'm glad that you guys have made your way back to where you started to begin this whole journey, okay? Not only that, over the weekend, so many things that happened. I had clients flying to town from Florida. I had to introduce them to other people that they wanted to meet. Awesome business, awesome connections, lovely, flourishing lifestyles coming for people. Beyond that, the same day, we had a Remax balloon in the St. Clairsville parking lot. So if you guys are here in Ohio, the Ohio Valley area, Belmont County, Jefferson County, Noble County, you know, if you're just kind of floating around Ohio County, you know, West Virginia, you might have seen the balloon. We had the Remax balloon up on Saturday. So awesome time. Everybody got to ride. The rides were free rides. You know what I mean? So that was kind of one of the cool parts. Checking off bucket lists. That's what we're trying to do here at Remax, trying to make sure you as an individual, whether it's a buyer, seller, or an actual agent who works a part of this brokerage, or, you know, for the company, the brand itself, we want to make sure that your life is excelling, that you're going places in life, that you are checking off things of your bucket list. And that is one of the many things that I like about Remax specifically, because they care about everybody's individual success beyond the actual company, because the company is just, it's so big, it's hard to even conceptualize sometimes. So thank you everybody who came out to that. Huge thank you. I appreciate that. It was a great time. So many photos. Everybody loved it. You know, we got a few topics to go over. You know, it's the Realty Resource Report. I had a few things I was working on this morning. I have some new listings actually coming in. St. Clairsville, another one. Open house today. Open house today. I want everybody to know 46871 St. Clairsville, Ohio. We have an open house today from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make sure you get down there. Open house. Ashley is hosting it. So the flyer's on my page. There's a commercial on my page. You can see it on my TikTok. You can see it on my Facebook. Open house today. We're going to have a follow-up open house this weekend as well. More information coming soon. You already know how that goes. Besides that, leading up to all of this today, I was working on a few things. I have clients I'm catching up with. Like I said, 2 listings tomorrow, appointments for, a lot of transitional things. We're going to get into the topics for the day. I'm not going to hold you with all the extras that's going on and why we have jumped on this show at 2:45 in the afternoon when I was really trying to be here earlier today. We're not going to talk about that. Certain individuals had jammed up that, but we're not going to call them out until the time is right. So that's going to be a good thing. So got my little agenda. So my topics for the day, my first one specifically, Zoom towns. Inventory surge, price decline, regional disparities. So if you guys remember back a few years, we were going through like a global pandemic and things like that. And so during the global pandemic, some people had the luxury of moving to new locations, you know, just because their job wasn't at the office anymore. And so they had the luxury of moving from location to location. So they decided to live out in the wilderness or live in these nice little locations where it's a breath of fresh air, right? And we're calling those areas Austin, Texas, Atlanta, Georgia, Tampa, Florida, and Phoenix, Arizona. These are all the actual 4 hot spots that people went to be a remote worker. Okay. So they had moved to these locations. They had bought an amazing house at a great price compared to where they used to live. And then they were just doing this whole remote lifestyle. Well, apparently that lifestyle is coming to an end and everybody is going back to work or needs to be back to work sooner than later. And so now everybody's trying to sell off all these properties to move back to where they came from. And it's creating motivated sellers, disparities in certain markets, and inventory surges. So there might be a chance that you will see an uptick in inventory in these markets. I know we are out in the Ohio Valley, but there is a large majority of people who had moved out to this location strictly because they are remote workers, and they might be affected by such things as well. So I thought that was an interesting topic because the pandemic hotspots are now cooling off according to the Daily Mail. So I will have all the links to that, you already know, on YouTube. So when I post this full version of Realty Resource Report onto YouTube, you'll have the videos, the photos, the articles, and things I can show you around. Usually I have an image that I show you of what the article looks like, so it's easier to connect the two. But unfortunately, they had things going on earlier today, so I couldn't really get to it. Now, second story for the day is the multifamily market is actually improving based on what I just said. So as the Zoom towns are cooling off and the people are getting back to work, there has been more and more ideas about multi-use properties, how to leverage an office building into a more suitable situation that your employees wanted to have in the first place. And so they're having more options. Technology is getting cheaper. They are replaced a certain level of jobs. So when it comes to the multi-use properties, I should say, it's actually gaining a lot of priority at this point because the Zoom towns are going down. So they have to get everybody back to work. And since they're coming back to work, they might as well make it the best for both worlds, right? So playing on this same exact topic, you don't come to the Realty Resource Report without a buyer and a seller tip. Once again, we don't do the Realty Resource Report without a buyer and a seller tip. So my buyer tip for the day is if you're seeing an increase in inventory in your market right now, more and more houses are coming to market. I'm going to give you even one better. If you see a house that's been on the market for longer than 2 months, shoot your shot. I'm sorry, one more time. Shoot your shot. The reason I'm telling you to shoot your shot is because you are now at a place where people aren't moving these properties as fast as they want to move them. And because of that, they might be willing to take a price that's a little bit lower than that. So if you're seeing a rise, the same thing, buyer tip of the day. So if you're seeing a rise of inventory in your area, hold on, let me stop. You want to jump on real quick? Okay. So this is my special guest for the day who was like, had my morning going through a whirlwind and whatnot. She's got other places to be. I asked her if she wanted to host with me. She's going to go. So she's got things to do. But if you're looking to buy or sell in Belmont County, you can reach out to her also. More information about her coming soon. So.
See you guys.
All right, you guys.
See you later.
All right. You have a good one. All right. So let me run it back for you guys, just in case we missed it. So my buyer tip for the day is if you know that these Zoom towns are dying, why not shoot your shot? Why not shoot your shot and give an offer? Because these sellers might not have had an offer within the last 60 days, 30 days. And if more and more houses are coming to the market that are going to compete with this listing, you might have a high probability of getting this listing. So that's my buyer tip for the day. If you know that the inventory is rising and there's more competing listings coming to the market, shoot your shot. You'd be surprised on what sellers are willing to accept because there's very few sellers that I interact with that are actually going out their way and starting at their bottom number. They always like to start a little bit higher so we can negotiate down to where we want to be. Okay? It's my buyer tip for the day. Buyer tip of the day. Sorry, that was Kaimara. She wanted to stop in. She had things moving around. So, next thing. Seller tip for the day. Here's my seller tip for the day. Now, if you find yourself If you find yourself as being one of these listings, are you one of these listings where every time you look up, there's a new house in your neighborhood or in your county or on your street that's like, man, is everybody trying to sell their house right now because I'm trying to sell my? If you're going through that exact sentiment where you feel like there's more and more houses that are competing with yours, we need to get into the price. We need to price strategically. We need to be hyper focused on our price as fast as possible. Not only that, the curb appeal and anything else that you can offset for the buyers, rather that's closing costs, insurances, home warranties, new kitchen tops, whatever you can do to help incentivize your home, because you're going to be competing in a very strict and very tough market right now. As the colder months come in, as the interest rate drops, because the government shut down, as all these things operate, they will impact our market. They will impact the real estate business, and they will impact how fast or slow that you will sell your property or you're able to actually get a property. Okay. This is the Realty Resource Report. We do this every Monday. I try to make sure I provide information for you and your family so that you can make educated decisions to where you are trying to take everything. And also, if you're trying to sell a home, give you some tips and tricks on what would actually help sell that property faster and give you some insight on what the buyers are looking for. Now, every time I do my show, we got to plug the home team. That's the home team right there, Remax. I got to show the iPad sometimes because the iPad doesn't see. This camera will move with me, but that one doesn't always want to move with me. So my first listing, I'm plugging in for the day. I thought this one was pretty cool too. 105 Woodrow Ave, St. Clairsville, Ohio. This one's actually listed by Taylor. It's $139,000. Really good price. And it is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. You better check it out. You better check it out on 0.3 of an acre, St. Clairsville. There you go. That one's, like I said, this one's listed by Taylor. So if you want to see a private tour, please reach out to her. She will show you around. Make sure you get in the house and check it out. My next listing for the day is 8412 Sissonville Drive. And this is out in West Virginia. This one's actually listed by Erica. So if you want more information about that, you have to reach out to her. Everybody knows I'm not licensed out in West Virginia. So Erica give you more information about that. I do happen to know it's 2-bedroom, 1-bath, but the prices, it's cheaper than the last house I said. That's all I'm gonna give you. That's all I'm gonna give you for today. And then my last one I'm gonna give you for the day, I probably already plugged this in last week, but 3761 Bells Ridge, Wellsburg. This one's listed by Marquita. Awesome house as well. We also have 9 St. Charles in Wheeling. I actually filmed that house not too long ago. That was kind of one of the ones I should have showed you guys. But I'm going to do you one better. So when I get off of this video, I will post an exclusive interior video of 9 St. Charles out there. That is actually listed by John Wren. I do not know what the list price we had came up with. All I know is I spent multiple hours trying to capture the amazement of this home so that you guys can see how beautiful it is. So feel free to reach out to John Wren to see that home. And that's really all I got for you guys today on Realty Resource Report. I really tried to run through it as fast as possible. That way, Kayamara didn't have to jump in and give me back my stuff. But it's all good. So we had made it happen. Got to plug her one time. If you guys have any questions, she might host one episode or something like that. I twisted the arm a little bit, but I didn't twist hard enough. I didn't know if she was going to snap. So I don't want to catch no cases or any problems. So we're just going to give her space for now. And then next time, we'll see if she wants to hop on, give her 2 cents on what's going on in the industry, because we all have different demographics, different clients that we work with. And I enjoy building this bridge for you guys and helping you get to the next destination. I'm about to get ready to hop off of here. That way I can head down and help Ashley at the open house and see what's going on with that. Hopefully you guys will be there. And until next time, I will see you next Monday on the next Realty Resource Report. Y'all have a good one.